The only way to get over being sad is to get over it. Sadness or any emotion, the only way that you're going to get over it is to get over it. You see sadness as negative, but that's just your viewpoint of sadness. And until that will vortex into your life. So if you have a sad thought, then your perspective of reality becomes sad. And that's why you have to change it. So if someone dies in your family, it doesn't matter who it is, but if someone dies and you get sad, well, how long do you stay sad for? You stay as sad until you get over it. No matter what you have going on in your life, it is your viewpoint of it. So, to the extreme, if someone died in your family, it doesn't matter how close they were. You feel sad about it. You feel sad. But it's until you get over it, then you're over it. Because your viewpoint is all that matters. That goes with any emotion. So if you're angry, well, you're only angry at the time you want to be angry. It's when you get over it, it's the only way out of anything. People who stay angry, they're the ones making themselves angry. And usually they continue to do it. Really, there is no anger. Simply, we are just life. We are just being. And actually, we are happiness. When we create something in our head, that's how you feel towards something. So anything that you feel, listen, anything that you feel, you create. It's not no one's fault. And there's no one there to help you. Because you created it. And when someone's in anger or whatever feeling, they stay in it for a long time. What's up, boss? People stay in whatever emotion because whatever in your life is holding you back, well, it's until you get over it that it changes to something positive. So anything that you don't like in your life, as soon as you change it to a positive point of view, then that's all that matters. Again, you create the anger simply because you have a negative viewpoint of this person or the situation, and it stays negative until you change it, which is ultimately what you want to do. No one wants to stay angry. No one wants to stay sad. So, it's actually, why would you choose that? Because you're choosing it. As soon as you get over it or change the feeling to a positive state. So again, if you're mad at somebody, let's just say you're at the movie theater and your friend spills the popcorn everywhere. You get mad about it. Why do you get mad about it? Because you see it as something negative. The thought that you created, even though it happens instantly, this is why you have to watch. You create a negative feeling, a negative reaction from your instant thought that happened instantly. Now, all that happened, but it's not really bad. Who's to say it's wrong? If you change it to oh, it doesn't really matter, it's all right. You change it to a positive point of view, then your life changes. In fact, you can do this with any situation in your life. So the popcorn situation, which may seem little, but it's not little. Because anything that you get big at, anything that you get angry at or upset, or you resist it, if there's resistance, well, it's a big deal. It doesn't matter what the situation is. It's just a big deal. Well, simply, you're just putting value on something, but it's actually all right. You're making something small, or that's not a deal at all, because nothing is a deal once you eventually get there. Because everything's just happening. And that's actually the best part about it. God is great. I'm sick. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that you are. Hello, Matt the Visionary. We're talking about how to create our life. And it's simply changing our point of view, our thought, to a positive, to positivity, to a positive point of view. Because anytime you're in a negative point of view, a negative thought, well, then you send negative thought and to make that into a negative feeling. And when you think the world is negative, then you're going to experience negativity because you created that. Simply from your viewpoint, you will see the world in that viewpoint. And this is a death cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. So the only way to get out of any problem in your life, or anything you don't want to feel, negativity, is to see it from a positive point of view. You change the negative to positivity, because your thought relays to how you feel, even though it might not seem like it. So your negative viewpoint is the negative world. And just see how your thoughts, see if they're positive or see if they're negative. You can question every thought. Ward, when I said I'm sad, I said that from a point of view as if I was somebody sad. And although I do care for sad and being sad, the ridiculous thing is that you get over it once you get over it. And that goes with anything going on in your life. It's actually the only solution. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's sadness. What the problem is in your life. If it's a breakup, it's a family member dying. People they live in sadness. That's why I'm here. People are being angry their whole life. They don't want to feel anger. It's not who we really are. And there's no reason to be sad. Because eventually you don't want to feel sad. It's simply as soon as you get over it, there's really nothing to get over. Because you're the one who created the sadness. You could be sad in a positive way. But we create our life. Think of something that makes you angry or that angers you. Okay, if it makes you angry, then you're the one that created that life. Anger is just life. Yeah. Think of something that makes you sad. Now, you thought of something that makes you sad. You created how you feel. Now, think of positivity. And you see it brings you happiness. You create how you feel. And if you look back to all the times you've been angry, you can see that there was a certain thought that you created that made you angry. So, usually when you have anger, you have a negative point of view. It is a point of view. It's not bad. It's not wrong. But when you're angry, you say, "Oh, I can't believe this happened." It's a negative stance. Because life is just happening and it's all neutral or positivity. But when you create a negative experience, it's through your negative thought. Negativity is an illusion. Because it's just your viewpoint of the situation. Because everything in life before you came here, think of all the people in the world. Everything's happening. There's no good or bad. But if you label something bad, and you just pick anything, there's so many things you can think about or do, but you label the one situation, oh, it makes you mad. But why does it make you mad? Because it defeats your thought. But your thought was never wrong, and you were never wrong. You were just creating negativity, trying to limit something. When they get emotional, they usually can't believe it happened. But the thing is, It did happen. It didn't happen for negativity. Whatever happened is positive. Or you could say it's neutral. But why would you pick negative? Because then your world becomes negative. Yeah, Pooch. A lot of people just, they don't want to live up to something they did, but or something they should have done, and it makes them regret it. But you're going to have to get over it. It already happened. In fact, whatever happened is in the past. It doesn't even exist. You can't change the past. More importantly, your choices are never wrong. There are no regrets simply because you didn't make that choice and you felt it was best at the moment. You never make a wrong choice. And you believing something that can't happen, because most people can't believe something that did happen. And they feel negative from it. But that's your choice. And how you feel about things is your choice. Now, if you break up with somebody in a relationship and you feel sad, you feel sad for a long time, and basically throughout your lifetime, the sadness doesn't go away. Well, it's till you change it into a positivity that the sadness will go away. Your viewpoint is just negative. And that's how everything is. Anything in your life, whether you catch it or not, it is your viewpoint about it. Are you positive or are you negative? And you can go through each thought and see which thought is positive, see which thought is negative. I'm in Pennsylvania. Where are you at? So if we want to be happy, simply choose happiness. If we're mad at somebody, Choose happiness. You will stay mad at somebody until you free yourself. But it's simply not being mad at them anymore. It's choosing a different direction. Okay, I was mad about this situation. People stay mad their whole life. That's what a grudge is. But you carry the madness with you. You can't hide it. So you change that to a positivity, and you see the situation from a positive one. A new perspective. Why do I need to shave? Anything in your life, if you change your perspective, and you can change it to whatever one you want, but you want it to be positive, so you feel that. If you want to feel positivity and you choose that, you're not recognizing that any situation, it's neutral. Everything is going on. When you change it to being sadness, you view it as sad. Well, that is going to be sad until you see it from a neutral angle, which is basically positive, or positive. Tell me something that makes you sad, and see it's just your thought about the situation. You change your perspective to a positive one, then your life is okay. Everything is fine. Life is, you can view it as neutral, which means it doesn't bother you. You only bother you through your thoughts. It's your thought that bothers you. You can change your thought to fit however you want. When you feel negative about something, it's because you create a thought. It's just hormones what you're talking about. Yeah, but what do you mean hormones? Life is just happening. Simply, if you feel mad, it's because you create how you feel. Nothing wrong with it. But as soon as you don't want to be mad, this is what we're doing here. We're becoming the awareness. The awareness of, I don't have to be mad. I don't have to feel that way. I don't have to be negative. What's up, Mike? And then we see the thoughts. And then we can change them. Nice day.
Not bad.
We are not the thought. We're the one watching the thought. Mm. And isn't that interesting? Doesn't that change it up? We are not our thought. We're the one watching it. We're the one having a thought, but it's not us, because we're having a thought. And the something that you are is the watcher of the thought. There's something behind your thought. And it's the feeling of your soul. Okay? And it's actually a feeling of who you are, because this does not change, and this is the happiness. Your thought changes, so it can't be you. And there's times when you have no thought, such as sleeping, in between your thoughts. And if you become awareness of your thoughts, it doesn't matter what your thought is about, because you're just seeing it. Because you're the one having a thought, but you are the feel of life. And the feel of life is just a non-thinking entity, which is what you actually are. So the thought that you're having, it's just passing by. It's okay. It doesn't pertain to you, because it's just a thought going on. None of your thoughts are really yours. You're claiming them. So you derive your identity, yourself, and you think you are your thought. So if you think you are your thought, think about it. Next time your thought changes, but how could you change? Because you are the watcher. You are the watcher of your thought. You are the feeling of life, which is the non-thinking entity. Your thought is not actually your life. Who are you when you go to sleep? Who are you? You're going to say your career path, your career. So you self-identified with your career. But it's not who you really are. You are simply the thoughtless. And if you control your world, you control the inside. Because you can't control everything outside of you. You've already seen that. You'll never control outside of you. But the kicker is you control how you are on the inside. Which is naturally happiness. Everyone should be happy. It's our natural feeling. I'm going to write that down. Because to not be happy, you have to have a restraint. You have to think negative, basically. You have to have a point of view that isn't really you. Judgmental. The only real judge is you. If you hear when you die that you go to an afterlife, and you get judged. They always say you get judged. But it's only you judging yourself. So what will happen is you will see yourself and everything will happen really fast. Your whole life will come by like really fast. Faster than you lived it. Way faster. And then all the things that you felt negative from all the negativity, you will want to make that to a positive. So simply, you'll want to come to live in a body again. You'll want to come to live again. It's actually you judging you because you are a part of life. You are a part of God. Now, we are naturally happiness beings. But when you create a thought that's not happy, then, or it's more so negative, then you feel negative. You block your happiness. The number one, people try to deceive themselves. That's basically what happens. And how knowingly too, or unknowingly, doesn't matter. Because what will happen is people say they can't be happy. They make excuses. So they say I can't be happy because there's an excuse. Well, you're the excuse. You put up a blockade for what didn't need a blockade. Yeah. There's no reason to block anything. Whatever that feels right to you, the actual feeling of, oh wow, this feels good, in the steady awareness of this feels right, that's what attracts you. And that's what's going to give you the best life. If you have a negative point of view, or if something makes you feel like you don't want to be, if something makes you feel negative, well then that just means you don't want to do that anymore. Because you want happiness. So if something doesn't feel right to you, that means you shouldn't be doing it. Even a thought, if the thought doesn't feel right, that's because it wasn't meant for you. Any negative thought simply means you don't recognize it. It's not how you want to feel. It doesn't synchronize with you. So don't let it synchronize with you. Inquiring minds do wonder. Thank you, Keela Roan. But the thing is, they can wonder all they want. when we feel negative from a perspective, then we feel negative. If we have a point of view that we don't like, well then we don't like that point of view. It doesn't synchronize. Okay? Okay? When we have a point of view that we don't like, we change it to however we want. It's our point of view that we don't like, which then makes the world from a negative perspective that we see. The thought makes us negative. Okay? Thank you. Yeah. Everything is positive. See it as everything is positive. Does that make sense? And can you do that? As soon as you see something negative, all it really means, sadness and anger, all it really means is you're caught up in the thought, and your thoughts change, and you can change them. All it really means is you just have a limited point of view. And now you experience the point of view, and you realize right here from me telling you, you don't have to be in that limited point of view. Choose happiness. Express yourself in that happy way. You felt the limited experience. It's why we're all here. We all have limited experiences. Because naturally, without doing anything, we are happiness. We are free. We are life, which is caring and it's positivity. It just flows out of us. It just flows out of us. It's only when you resist the flow of life, positivity, and happiness, your choice. It's only when you resist the flow, when you try to hold back your love, when you try to hold back your happiness, contain it, then you have friction. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm helping the world one person at a time. I have great news. My website is coming out. A keg of happiness. I like that. And simply joy of being alive and just seeing what goes on, it's really the feeling of life. It doesn't matter what happens because you put a point of view on it. But that's just a limited point of view that may come, but it's how you feel from the point of view that dictates your life. And you can change it. Be unbothered, because it's just a thought. And if you can change your thought, then you can change how you feel. But simply the feeling of life, the simply of being alive, is happiness. There's no reason not to be happy. But if you choose not to be happy, if you don't want to be happy, that's your choice. But why would you choose something that you not are? You are not. No one wants to be angry. Do you want to be angry? You can be angry right now. Be angry. Be angry. First, you have to create a thought. Something makes you angry that you think about. Be angry. Then your thought, it makes you feel anger. And now you're angry. Okay, now let's not be angry about whatever you were angry about. Think about something positive. Think about something that brings you joy. Okay, now you feel positive. You feel good. See, you don't want to feel angry. It's really seeing it from a primitive point of view. Nothing's to be angry about. You're going to die. And dying is actually positive. And you can claim your life now. You can change your direction of your life and what's going on with it. The reason why somebody wouldn't be living their life that they want to for most people is because they are having negative experiences. They're having negative thoughts. Okay? So it's a limited experience. That's why people that live their life are very positive. and they're doing what they want. Does that make sense? Thank you all for being here. I love all you guys. Yeah. Nothing is really bad. It's only bad when we see it that way. Hey, what's up? Got a cat? You got a cast? The child grows up exactly like the parent. Whatever the parent gave to that child. They can always change, though. It's about having the awareness that we can change our life. No, I'm not sad. She was kind of ugly. Yeah. So sadness is just your point of view. And the great thing is, sadness is actually a great thing. And so is any other emotion. Because now you can change it to something positive. You get to change it. Because you don't want to feel sadness. And for a second, not even a second. But we tend to feel these things just so we can get over it. And anything in your life that you don't like, change it to something you do like. And what you do like, the feeling of it, is the things that you should do and go towards. But feeling sadness, it's a limited experience. It's not who you really are. And any problem in your life, whether it's sadness, as soon as you get over it, that is the solution. Whatever problem you have in your head, is resistance of your life. It's not really a problem. And you can change it, how you feel. If you feel negative, well then why are you feeling negative? Why is your viewpoint negative? It's just one viewpoint. that you happen to be stuck on. But you stay stuck on it. Usually people have a viewpoint in their head and they just stay stuck on it. The viewpoint makes you negative. It makes you feel negative simply from the thought. So if you remove the thought or change your viewpoint to a positive one, then you feel positive, and your whole life becomes positive. Negative people live negative lives simply because of their thoughts. In fact, the experience, it's neither good or bad. Nothing ever was good or bad, but it was all good. Everything's okay. See everything in your life as positive. Because you want to feel positive. What's up, boss? Getting a little chillier. Have you retrieved your umbrella from the other live? Yeah, but I had to like jog up a little bit. It was just one of my neighbors. But this neighbor like doesn't ever talk. Yeah. And I was like, "Hey." And he finally stopped when I got closer. I mean, I know where he lives, but I didn't know it was him until he turned around. And I was like, "That's my umbrella." And he like just stopped. He looked at the umbrella. He realized it wasn't his. And I was like, he came back to me. And I was like, "Do you need an umbrella?" And he's like, "No, I have some at the house." So you've been picking up people's umbrellas for a long time now. Yeah. Then he just gave me it back. Yeah, thank you. She was kind of ugly for the black cat. Thank you for the donation. Yeah. Everybody's been real cheerful, giving a lot of donations. And I'm only here to help people, but every person one by one. And the guy, though, he doesn't really talk. And I've seen this guy forever. Yeah. I mean, there's some people, but this guy's like, you could tell he's just like really quiet. So I got my umbrella back, which, yeah. I appreciate you guys. YouTube picked the emoji. All the money that I'm making, it there's nothing that I want. So eventually that's going to go and to building the community, the ostrom, if you will, a place of living in real life. So people think that they donate money to me. You're actually donating money to the world. And, you know, yeah. There's things that I might have to buy for myself, but really it's just food. I'm not buying any luxuries or, yeah, expensive cars, houses, whatever, vacations. I don't want none of that. So I could never buy that. Yeah, I just want people to be happy. So people may think that my donations are for me, but they never really are. That's, yeah. I also have my website coming out. You know, most of my stuff is for free. I'm going to be in here for, well, I'll stay a little bit more, but I guess I misread the time. But my videos are for free, and there's so much glory in them. Really, I mean, it's most of the stuff is for free. My website, there's going to be a bunch of pictures you can use for free or just look at, all for free. There's going to be free books. You probably won't even have to go on the website. All of my books will be for free, digitally, free for download. But I will have physical copies when I can get the money to do that and make more money from it. And you'll be able to buy physical copies. Copies. And then I have courses you can buy. And then I have the one-on-one scheduling, which you can buy. Yeah. But everything's so for free. And that's like the greatest freeing feeling in itself. Yeah. If I had a bunch of money, like let's just say I was rich, I would be going to help people every day. Every day I would. Because then I could actually do what some things that I need to be done. And every day I would be helping people for free. Because I wouldn't need money. But if I did need money, then I'd have to charge. And then it's whoever wants to pay. Someone who complains, it's usually someone not paying. So somebody will come up to me and be like, oh, you're selling courses Okay, well, you didn't buy it. Yeah. It's always your choice. And it's your choice to be mad about something. It's actually the most freeing thing is to be free from it all. Once you, yeah, once you create stress or tension in your head, you're limiting life and you're saying, oh, I can't believe this happened. Well, it did happen, and just get over it. As soon as you get over it, any issue in your life is solved. Getting over it is the issue. And it happens sporadically. But it's where you want to be. It's the most freeing feeling in the world. Wow, I don't have to stress about anything. And I never had to. And I won't no more. Not worrying is just simple as you're paying attention to your thoughts and you're choosing not to worry. Worrying is negative. Yeah. So the best thing is to let life express itself. It's already happening without your jurisdiction and without your thought. And when we let everything be and everyone have the free to do, you're most people are going to be happy. But it's actually just a free from your controlling mindset. Yeah. So you'll be sad about a certain situation in your life because it is a positive one. Everything that happens is positive, and it's as soon as you see it and change your viewpoint about it that it turns to a negative. Because inherently, nothing is bad. Nothing is negative. That's your caption. That's your viewpoint. But life is just happening. And whatever happens just happens. You're watching this through your eyes. That's who you really are. You're not the thought about it. You are the life form inside of you, which is a feeling of life. You are not the thought of life. Because the thought, it, it is not a feel. It's just simply a thought. There is no going this direction. But as soon as you go into a direction that you don't like or seems negative, well, then your reality and your viewpoint becomes negative. So negative things start happening to you because you're in a negative point of view simply off the thought. But life is a positive, and it's more so neutral, whatever happens, but that leans to positivity. Because you wouldn't pick to be negative once you realize how it makes you feel. You would never pick negative because the feeling It sucks. Being angry sucks. That's why people get more angry. Because it sucks. But it sucks because you're choosing it. Yeah, that sucks for sure. And then someone who's really angry and then they get lost in it, they're not going to hear you. And they're not going to realize that they are creating the feedback. They're not going to want to listen to me. They're going to be so caught in their own trap. And then people make excuses. Oh, I can't be happy. I don't have a job. I can't be happy. I just lost my cat. Well, you're scared. It's not that you can't take care and take action. It's that you're scared and worrying that you are worried. The cat's not worried. So then you give negativity off. You might not find the cat until you get over it and realize, oh, it's all okay anyway. The negativity feeds off of yourself, off your thought. But your thoughts aren't really you because you are just a feeling of life, which is positivity and happiness. People, when they get angry, they're just not trying to hear anybody else because they're stuck in their head. Watch someone who's angry. You don't want to feel that. It sucks. Even when you're feeling it, you don't want to feel it. So anytime you feel it, realize, oh, wow, I don't have to feel this. It comes straight from the thought. All your life feelings and when we let happiness flow, everything is fine. No one disrupts us because we're still in control. And we're always in control. And the worst thing that happened in your life, the most negative thing that happened in your life, in any obstacle, it's meant for you to get over it. And you can get over it any time. Allow yourself no one's going to get over it for you. And no one can get over it for you. It's up to you. So, what's up, boss? You choose happiness. There never was a problem. There never is a problem. Beautiful dog.
Oh, thank you so much. You want that?
If she wants to. Come on. You like to be out here.
Come here, Razzie. Come on.
You exercising?
Yeah.
Have fun. Yeah. I wasn't nice or kind to that person because he was nice or kind. It was generated from within me. Everything happens within you. If you just become aware, then you can actually realize you don't have to feel all this stuff you don't want to. Uh, I was talking to a friend about inner monologue the other day. Well, I've I've seen something like 30% of people didn't have inner monologue. Yeah, but what we read doesn't really matter. Because we can just become the witness right now and we can observe. But Keg, sometimes what we read is it's from someone else's thought and someone else's perspective that may be limited. They might not know they are life. So a lot of thoughts are to influence you, especially when you read or to capture your attention. You know, I wouldn't say maybe 30% don't have inner monologue, but how many people did they test? Did they test everybody? That's just a group sample. Who is funding this? Why did they come up with this? What is the inner monologue to you? Are these people that don't have inner monologue? Are they laying in the hospital in a coma? Is that one of the statistics? Statistics are just a very broad range for political and money advertisement reasons. But the monologue, let's just say there was 30% of people that don't have inner monologue. They could still be suffering. Ironically, they may not be aware of their thoughts. Just because someone has inner monologue, such as a caveman, that we have caveman just because they aren't living in caves. I know I'm talking a little fast. Just because a caveman isn't living in a cave, they can still have the mindset of a caveman, a simple one. They are not aware of their thoughts. They could have a thought and actually be it and do it, but doesn't mean they're actually aware of it. So some of the people in the inner monologue, believe it or not, could be having thoughts and following through with them and suffering from them. Maybe not. But they're literally just seeing it. And this is what becoming awareness actually is. Maybe 30%. I don't really believe that statistic because there's really no belief about it. And it really, nothing against what you said, it really doesn't matter. What goes on in someone else's head, it just matters what's going on in your head. And are you controlling it? Basically, pick positivity. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say 30% of people. How would you know? How would you know that somebody's having inner monologue? Yeah. How would you verify that your subject or specimen has a thought? or inner monologue. That is what we're talking about, but I see it all the time, and most people are living in their head. Just from the group sample around here and throughout my life, most people just aren't aware of their actual thoughts, whether they're living them through, living the nightmare through. Yeah, yeah, okay. I've seen that statistic before. When you basically when you can always be in your intuition, and that's why I said, yeah, that's you can, and when you get your intuition, it can come in a thought, or I'm sorry, it will come in a picture. Usually your brain talks a sentence, a viewpoint, whereas when you get intuition, it's weird because you can get a premonition too. But when you're in your intuition, you feel to do something. It's not a thought about it. So I'm thirsty, I feel thirsty. I'm not thinking. There's no thinking going on. And that goes with anything. You love to make music. You don't need to talk about it. You don't need to think about it. So we can always live through intuition all the time. It's actually how we feel, and how things make us feel is the things we go after. The things that are making us feel negative or we don't want to feel, that's an indicator of we got to get away from that or not do that no more, because it's not synchronizing with what we want to be. Some people can have images in their head, but when you feel your life, it's not really even a picture either. It's just a draw towards something. And it's going to be positive. Yeah, you would naturally think that everyone has inner monologue. I've seen people, it's very rare. They don't look like, they're not aware. Okay? But usually they do like drugs. So they're kind of, you can have no thoughts on your mind, but you actually fall below being aware. So you're kind of dazed out. That's what being unconscious would be. And this is why everybody's trying to get to this state. Yeah. So seeing that I've read that quote like a long time ago. I did see it pop up again recently. But that's like there's no hardcore evidence. I mean, it's again just something to gather your attention. Most people are living in their head. If people aren't joyful and jumping around, then they're living in their head. If someone's angry, they look sad. Because naturally, our being, we are attracted to basically everybody because we are life, and life pulls to life. It's not like that person doesn't have life. No. It's your ego that blocks you from feeling life. I don't have to be loving. It just generates, it flows out of you. Life is positivity, it's caring, and it's loving. You don't have to try to be, and it just flows out of you. When you have a thought that is limited or restriction, basically negative, it doesn't mean it's good or bad, but then you restrict and blockade the life flowing out of you. Yeah. We are all fundamentally life. And your idea of life, before it's secondary, and it doesn't really matter because fundamentally we feel life. There's no idea about it. What is life? Just ask your question. Just ask your question. And after your question, become the awareness, because the question can't be answered. And it doesn't need to be. It shouldn't be. Because your question ends once you stop thinking. Simply. So if you want to stop thinking, ask a question that makes you stop thinking. Yeah. So what is life? And then become the awareness and the feeling of life, and see that, oh, there's nothing going on and there's no thought. So who am I? You don't even need to ask that. What is life? And just see that there's nothing there. Don't describe life, because even that's an idea. And then you're just left with who you actually are, which is the seer, observer. Yeah, it's just happening. Exactly, Kay. How old are you? Yeah. Nothing is bad or negative. It's only your viewpoint of it. And until you change your viewpoint of it away from a negative one, it will always, and you'll always feel negative. It actually stays with you. Yeah. Mentally. Yeah. And that's the beauty of life. There is no right or wrong. And for your own sake of goodness and good, everything that happened in your life is good and positive. You don't make mistakes. Everything is good and positive. Reality is not negative. It's more neutral. Oops. And it's not negative. It's actually positive. Only your viewpoint that is limited can be negative. But nothing you intrinsically ever did is negative. So don't feel bad. Even things that seem to suck seem to be real bad. we want to get over it, and the only way is positivity. Because positivity is really the only solution. And it's where we want to be. Because then simply things aren't a problem. We're going to get out of here. It's been an hour and 35 minutes. I'll be here tomorrow in the AM. Maybe we'll do another PM. Yeah. Well, that's great you turned 50 this year. It's a great number. Halfway to 100. And just, you can do whatever you feel you want to do the most. Because there's a reason you feel that. And go towards whatever that is. And that goes with any of us. God bless you all. You are the seer behind your thoughts. You are not absolute thought. And even when you slow down, you'll start to see that you're actually the feeling of life, the observer of life. And that is just an incredible feeling. It's pure happiness. The thought, just let it go. Neutral. Then you'll just like do a little smirk. God bless you all. Thank you all for being here. Do what you love. Settle down your mind. Don't fight against it. Oh, I love your profile picture, by the way, Keg. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to go to like the Northern Isles, Iceland, even Greenland. I really like those cliffs that hang off into the water. Yeah, those just seem like very wealth of life. My screensaver has been popping up. And it's been those just random ones. But again, it doesn't matter where we go. We're always carrying the life inside of us. If we do anything, if we don't do anything, we're still the life inside of us. And if we feel called to do something, well then we must go do it, else we're gonna feel sad or feel like a bum. But it's good because you want to do it. Thank you guys.